Welcome back to another episode with Bantering with ByrdAdatto. We've done almost a dozen videos and webinars in the last few months on safety needs to protect your business and practice from COVID in your facility. But what happens when COVID gets into your facility? To address these issues, we have a mini series we've put together for y'all, and we're calling it COVID Questions from Our Clients. So today's question is, Michael?
Today's question, Brad, is does the CDC have authority over medical practices?
No, they do not. And this has actually been asked by a couple of different clients of ours. They see these guidelines that have been issued by the CDC, and so they say, "Do I have to follow them?" The answer is no. You don't have to follow these guidelines. But what we do recommend people is remember the authority in your who's over you is going to be your medical boards, and your medical boards. If you read the squishy area of law that's very subjective, is basically, are you acting unprofessionally or unethically? Are you exposing your patient to unnecessary risk? And finally, are you acting outside the standard of care? So if a medical board says, hey, you're not following the CDC guidelines at all, meaning that everyone on your team is not wearing masks, you're not social distancing, the medical board could come in and say, hey, we are following this. We believe you should be following the CDC guidelines. That's consistent with the standard of care. And by the way in which you're acting unprofessionally and unethical. And more importantly, you're exposing patients to immediate harm by potentially during a pandemic spreading COVID. So although they don't have direct jurisdiction over them, we do recommend that they consider the CDC authority and try to abide by it for a more defensible position in front of any medical board, and of course, any potential malpractice claim.
Yeah, I was just going to add. I mean, it can be used as kind of the flip side, as showing that you're meeting the standard of care. If someone were coming after you and alleging that you were, whether it's in the context of malpractice, some employee related litigation. Showing that you're following the CDC guidelines would help your position.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks again for your dropping knowledge once again today.
And so, as you can see, there's a lot to unpack when it comes to COVID. There's so many different laws and regulations, but we're trying to answer each question as they come in. Hopefully throughout this mini series, we'll be answering a lot of your questions. But of course, if you have any other questions, just reach out to us. So thanks again for joining us today.